Hello everyone, welcome to this lesson 9 of this PENPOT course. In today's lesson, we will dedicate ourselves to the creation of the grid layout. The grid layout consists of grids that we can insert at the base of our page structure. In the previous lesson, we talked about flex layout, which is a setting that allows us to align elements automatically in a set space. It was a tool that allowed us to manage the spacing and the outlines of the elements, while the flex layout dealt with the arrangement of content. With the grid, we will intervene in the base architecture, therefore in the structure that will allow the arrangement of the elements. I created my board, and after that I can go in layout, and this time we're selecting the grid layout. Okay, as you can see, my page has been divided by default into 2 rows and 2 columns. By double-clicking on the page, we can go and modify the creation of our cells. The cells are the rectangles, or anyway the spaces that allow the division of the page into rows and columns. By clicking on plus, I insert new cells that increase their numbers. I can modify the dimension of my cells and also the way my architecture subdivides my entire page. By going here, you can modify a specific column or row, or you can do it parametrically. So in this case, when you increase the dimension of a specific cell, the others are getting smaller. You can also insert a specific value. For example, I'm doing 2000 pixels for the rows and 150 for the columns. In this case, I just modify their height and width. Extension of my grid has reduced compared to the extension of my drawing board. This means that now I can go and modify its arrangement within the board itself. I go back here, double click on your board, and now we can try this button. With this option, I am choosing the orientation the element I'm going to put in my grid are going to be arranged. In this case, I already have my element we're going to put in our grids later. For now, let's just see how we can align our grid in the workspace. For example, these are all the commands related to the element we're going to insert. Going here, we can see how, for example, our grid changes based on the kind of justification we are setting. In this case, our justification is at the center. Now at the bottom. With this button, we are creating separate and individual rows separated by some equal space. With this one, the first and last rows are near, so correspond to the extremes of the horizontal lines of our artboard. So they are put in the extremes. Okay, so these first commands are related to the rows. These others instead are related to the columns. So for example, if I do that, you can see how in this case the space is made among the columns. So in the left and right side. In this case, now the alignment is justified in the right space. Now we have the same condition we had before, but in this case, the space is between the individual columns, as you can see. Now all the columns have space only around the single cells, while the columns correspond to the left and right extremes of our rectangle. We can try different combination. For example, if we want our grid perfectly centered in the artboard, we are selecting the center for the rows and for the columns. If we're going inside the spaces, we can insert our values again. So for example, I am going to create a mutual distance between the rows corresponding to 30 pixels. So this is the space between the single rows. They are considering the space relatively to top and bottom of our rows, so horizontally. If we want to create some vertical space, we can do it like this. After typing this value, now the space is created between the single columns. So again, this icon is the row gap, as you can see, while this other is the column gap. So always you can avoid confusing yourself with these icons by just looking at their orientation. So the horizontal is the row, the vertical is the column, by speaking in simple terms. Then we have the vertical and horizontal padding. It means that our grid can have more space for each rows and columns in order to make, for example, a single element inside the cell, not touching the board edges. For example, I can insert 20. This little space in here has increased. I can do the same thing for the horizontal row. Again, you have this little difference, which means that, for example, this means that when you insert the element, each element, when resizing, has more space around itself. So now we can start putting our circle inside all the cells of our grids. To do so, we can just copy and paste our element in this case. Our element is disposed following a specific orientation that we chose before to change this orientation. So, for example, we don't want to go from left to right, but for example, from the top to the bottom. Just go again to your grid layout and go for this type of orientation. Again, you can change the alignment. For example, I want all these circles to be perfectly centered in each cell. Let's try this other type of pasting our circle so we can follow the column orientation. As you can see, it changed as we chose. Okay, so at this point, we can intervene in changing each cell's dimension. To do so, let's double click on a specific cell. Okay, by selecting one, you can see in the right sidebar this section named Grid Cell. In this mode, you can decide how much space is your specific cell taking in the grid. First are the lines corresponding to the rows and columns creating inside this grid. For example, this first cell is equal to number 1 vertical line and number 2 vertical line. In fact, these numbers appear in here. If we wanted this cell to correspond to like from number 1 to number 3 vertical lines, we can digit number 3 in this space. And in fact, now our cell is larger and it corresponds to number from number 1 to number 3 vertical columns. If we wanted to do the same thing, but for the rows, we want our cell to take from number 1 to number 3 horizontal lines. So I am typing 3 in here. In fact, now my cell is going to take 3 lines of horizontal rows. We can change even the position of our cell by selecting, for example, different numbers. I can tell my cell is going to take from number 2 to number 4 vertical lines by typing 2 and 4. It means that by typing these values, you can even choose the position inside the grid. By holding Option, you can do the same thing, but by just holding your mouse. And now all this grid is taking all this space. You can go back by just doing this. Remember, you can always resize your page by going here. Let's cancel this element. In fact, your grid is adapting in the grid it is put in. The grid is not touching the specific border because we insert a value that is avoiding my grid to touch perfectly this line. all these commands are like more evident in this condition. Perfect. So for this lesson, it's all. Thanks for watching these 2 videos about layouts. I hope they will be useful in order to work in a more efficient way inside your board. And I'll see you in the next video.